I was at a stage where I could just almost see myself kicking him in his throat. And I grabbed myself and I closed my eyes and I looked down. Well, I didn't close my eyes. I looked down at the ground and I took a deep breath. And I just started picturing myself in that circle of sound. And I just totally blocked out everything that was happening right now, everything around me, him, whatever. I can't even tell you right now what he was doing at that particular moment. I just blocked everything out and I pictured myself in the circle of sound. And I started breathing. And once I felt my heart beating start slowing down because my chest had got hot, my heart started beating fast, and I started stuttering, and I started seeing myself getting to that 1 second more. And once I calmed myself down with the breathing and the sound awareness, I just got up and I walked. I was already standing. I just walked away, and I could hear him yelling out, "You're kicked out of here!" And I was like, but by that time he calmed down, so none of that moved me. And I was like, whatever, and I just kept on walking. And I didn't even turn around and say whatever to him. I just said whatever within itself. And I kept walking and went to my bed and took a deep breath and laid on my bed and went to sleep. I was able just to go to sleep. And before, when I got angry before, there's no way in the world I could sleep because I contemplate how I'm gonna get you, how I'm gonna make you remember me for the rest of your life. What can I do to make your family know me? That was my energy. I was grew up in Compton and I was gang banging all my life. And I sat down, went to bed, and I was about to go to sleep. And next thing you know, he had actually tried to kick me out and what have you. He sent 15 officers, and I guess he was intimidated. He sent 15 officers to take me up out of there, escort me out of there. Even though I didn't physically come at him or didn't do anything that would threaten his life, or I didn't tell him what I could do to him, because I demonstrated in martial arts, Taekwondo. And I didn't tell him, I didn't explain none of that to him or nothing like that. And but he felt intimidated because I took his power away because I practiced this breathing awareness and the sound awareness. And it was like outside the norm. You're not supposed to do that. When you start getting upset like this, you're supposed to explode. What happened to the explosion? It's almost like he was expecting an explosion, wanted an explosion. When it didn't happen, he really felt intimidated. So then what happened? Then that turned out to what it was. But the director comes down and the director says, there's wrong on everybody's part. And based upon that equality of the wrong, that we're going to let it all balance itself out. But if I wouldn't have practiced the breathing and the sound awareness, it wouldn't have been nothing to talk about his part of wrong. You wouldn't have been able to see what he had done wrong, because mine would have my wrong would have overshowered his, and I would have wanted it to. The old me would have wanted it to overshower him because I would have wanted him to remember me for the rest of his life, But because I was able to just start breathing and get into this sound awareness, it just calmed it all down. Like right now, my eye, right, is the way it is because I went headfirst through a car windshield. And I did that based upon anger. I got shot up and I was paralyzed and I was angry and I was just driving around and I was mad at the world, and the anger brought this on. So I was always used to demonstrating and demonstrating with anger. Anger was my best friend. And I know that what happened wasn't the normal me. I was at the point where even if I tried to not do something, I'd be mad at myself for not doing it, because he needs to know who he's messing with. For some reason in my head, something tells me you need to know who I am. You need to leave me alone. They called me Loco Mike. When I was in my lifestyle, and they called me that since I was like 10 years old, 13, 12 years old, because I would always seek out to do the most craziest events to make myself available to people's understanding. And but I was able to do that breathing and that sound awareness, and it just calmed me down.
Cool.
And now it turns out that I'm getting ready to start school in the summertime, and I'm finishing the program in like 12 days, and I'm going to go to Cerritos College, and everything's great. Life is beautiful right now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.